Would I be the asshole if I left everything I own to my employee instead of my siblings? I'm getting up there in age and my health hasn't been the greatest. I suspect I only have a few years left, so I've been arranging my will for after my eventual passing. I'm the oldest of 5 siblings. 3 brothers and 1 sister. The oldest of my siblings is 70 and the youngest is 59. I only have contact with them sparingly because of big differences in values. I don't have any children and have never been married either. I own a small cafe where I serve drinks, coffee, tea, non-alcoholic drinks, etc. and small meals to go along with it. Above the cafe is an apartment where I live. I own the entire building as well as the ground it is built on. 3 years ago I hired a part-timer Lee, 16F at the time, now 19F, to help me out. I was doing everything alone before then. Lee has been a great help and really enthusiastic about work. She has helped me a lot, even outside of her work. Our bond has become pretty great and she often refers to me as her bonus grandpa. Because my bond with Lee is much better than my bond with my siblings, I intend to leave the cafe, the apartment and the ground to her when I pass. I know she would take good care of the cafe, and it would give her a good head start by already having a place to live. I will be sitting with a lawyer to arrange everything in regards to taxes as well. My siblings have in recent years been discussing what they do with the building after I pass. Renting it out, letting their grandchildren use it, or just selling it have been options for them. They will most definitely not be pleased if I leave it to Lee instead. Would I be the asshole for leaving my property to my employee in my will, instead of to my siblings? You have a golden heart. But, I want to point this out. You must assign like a few people, a team to assist Lee with the law, the protection and anything that relates. People could be awful, and especially when it comes to property as big as yours, anyone can harm a girl like Lee for their own profit. Not the asshole your stuff, your decision. Make sure that your lawyer is aware of the conflict with your siblings, so that your will can be as ironclad as possible. Your siblings will dispute it, and Lee will not have funds to hire a lawyer to defend it unless it is written into the will that estate funds will be used to defend the will. To know if that's even a thing, but it sounds good. At the least, I believe you should specifically mention in your will that you do not wish to leave anything to your siblings or other relatives. Best of luck to you. Nata. They should not discuss your property like you are already dead. Not the asshole. But it may be best to give your employees some ownership interest in the business now. Your business documents could possibly include a right to survivorship. It would require some attorneys to help set things up, but might bypass probate, which would ensure that your siblings have no ability to fight your will in court. For instance, I'm envisioning a document where you give your employee a few % of the business each year. Not the asshole. Use good attorneys and leave a small item, a book et al., to each of your siblings in the will so that they can't claim you forgot about them. Write a long letter to leave with the attorney to explain to your employee why you made this decision so they don't get guilty by your siblings no to accept the inheritance. Not the asshole. You leave your assets to whoever you want. May want to leave small amounts to family so they can't contest the will. Your lawyer will tell you what you have to do. But do Lee a favor and add a letter or a video to the will where you explain the reasons why you left your assets to her and that she didn't knew about this and also didn't try to influence or manipulate you. This will hopefully stop your family from harassing her and shaming her as a gold digger. Not the asshole. Good on you. It's such a caring and generous thing to do. Just make sure the reasons are clearly outlined in your will. It's harder for a court to overturn it then. I love your work. Not the asshole. Your siblings sound like vultures. Your employee sounds like a friend who cares. I think you know what feels right for you. Not the asshole. You can leave your stuff to anyone you want, but I would take some preemptive steps before you amend your estate plan. Have a doctor examine you and do a letter stating you are competent so your siblings don't try to say you weren't competent or you were unduly influenced by her. Just because your siblings expect to inherit doesn't mean that they should. Does Lee know of your idea? She may have other plans and not be up for a fight with your family. Also, have you considered giving it to her before your death? You go bonus grandpa. How dare they discuss what they plan on doing with your property? Pretty presumptuous considering you could leave your estate to charity etc. This young lady will be so blessed. It's your stuff, leave it to whoever you want. No one in your family is entitled to a penny. Well, you could leave them enough to buy a coffee from your restaurant. Enjoy what time you have left and don't give them a second thought. Not the asshole. I learnt everything I needed to know about your siblings with them discussing what to do with your property after your death. Lee sounds lovely. But agree with the previous poster. Make sure it's watertight and ensure your family can't get at it. They'll make her life hell. Discuss this with her before you do it. Please. Bring your lawyer with and talk her through it. You're going to be giving her a huge gift, to be sure, but also a lot of work. Not the asshole your cafe, you're building your desire to leave whatever you want to who you want. Not the asshole. They're making plans of what to do with your property while you're still alive. They sound greedy. Who cares, they'll get upset over it at this point. Leaving everything to your employee is not a bad idea, and it's your decision who gets what from your estate. Talk to your lawyer and make sure your siblings have no legal claim to your estate. Talk to him also if it'd be a good idea to inform Lee about the will so she'd be prepared to face them when the time comes. Not the asshole, it's your money so it's your choice. Also you should make the reason clear in your will and reconsider about the situation. And I hope you make the right decision for yourself. Now your assets, your choice. Not the asshole. OP can do what they want with their property. Just make sure the will is done with a lawyer to make it airtight. If the family is already scheming now, I could easily see them trying to make the inheritance process a nightmare for Lee. Not the asshole, your assets are yours to do with as you please, and I am sure Lee will look after the cafe and building. What a fabulous start for a young person. Not the asshole, but please make sure that your will is watertight against contest from your siblings. Maybe discuss giving them $100 each so you are off the hook. But I have no idea about laws regarding inheritance outside Germany, so a specialized lawyer about inheritance would be my way to move forward. Right now, not the asshole. But there is one thing that may make you an asshole in the future. If you spring this upon everyone, where they learn after your passing, it will cause unnecessary drama and stress for your employee. It shouldn't be her job to handle what your siblings may cause. Let them know beforehand that they won't be inheriting anything. Not the asshole. And I don't mind adding that your siblings are mercenary. You could tell them that you haven't left it to them, but they'd likely start yelling their objections. The solution to guarantee yourself the most peace is just to let them find out for themselves. Speak to your lawyer to ensure that they can't contest the will. See if you can set it up for Lee to get everything, and definitely set up safeguards for attorney to help protect her with tax help, business help, etc. and write in a clause that if anything is contested by any of them, everything gets sold with each of them getting one and Lee getting the other 96 and all legal fees to be paid out of their share. So what if you put Lee on the deed and made her a partner in the business with survivor's rights? Then some stuff will be ironed out beforehand. Agree. W lawyer posts. Get a good one. Not the asshole. You, sir, are an amazing person with a good heart. Nata, if she's more kin to you than they are, leave it to her. Not the asshole, absolutely not. They are. What your siblings think is irrelevant, just make sure the will is watertight and there's no room for them to appeal it. Suggest leave them all a tiny sum of money to stop them disputing. Not the asshole, if you really want to avoid problems for Lee, why don't you sell her the place for $1 now? Continue to live in your apartment and have your give you 10-year lease for $1.00 per month. Done deal.